We're back, people. 12th man's back. Big up to everybody that's here live. The Arsenal Roundabout is back. Make sure you do me a favor. Hit like, hit subscribe. Let's get to 60K, which is the next target. I've got Kenny Ken in the house. DJ B is back. Positive Dan is here. He's now gone. Trust me, he will come back. We got Fams on TV in the house. D's here. And we got Stricto. Look, people, we are going to talk Arsenal and we're going to touch on what's just happened. Manchester City have put 1 foot into the final. In my opinion, they probably put 2 feet into the final, to be honest. And deservedly so. I thought they were easily the better team. I still don't really get VAR and offside. I'm sure we'll touch on it. I cannot understand how that goal has been ruled out. I really don't get it. But do us a favor, once you hit like and subscribe, make sure you're following OK Jerseys. Use the code 12MAN. It will be in the banner along the bottom. I'll put it up there now for you guys. You get 8% off any shirt, any name, any number. They are doing the Bruised Banana and the 2006 last season at Highbury Red Currant home shirt as well at the moment. So go and get Henri, Bergkamp, Pires, Vieira, whoever you want on the back of that. And of course, you can get Rocky and Righty on the back of the Bruised Banana one as well. So go and show some love to them. They've been great to us. So make sure you go and show them some love as well. Make sure you're following every single one of these guys. Kenny Ken, DJ B, Stricto Strict, and of course, Famzone TV. Positive Dan on Gooners Therapy should be here very soon as well, people. Can we just very quickly discuss Man City in the final, it seems? Who thought that goal was a bit of a madness, the one that was ruled out from Semenyo? Does anyone get that? Please, as a panel. Does anyone get it?
I didn't understand that. It looked like a legit goal. And to make it worse, they took so long trying to find something that was wrong with it. Like, if it was such a blatant error, why take about 5-6 minutes to just... It was a farce, to be fair. I don't know what anyone else thinks, but it's a bit of a joke.
I'm just annoyed that we let him go to City. I'll be real.
Semenyo.
Yeah, I said on the last show we should have just bought him just to stop him going to City. It's a chance to win a league in a long time. We should have just bought him to stop him going to City, and we need a left winger. I know I'm changing the narrative right now. It should have easily been a goal. Like, obviously, no one really understands the rules, the refs. Whether 1 week it will go for us, 1 week will go for someone else. No one really gets it. But I'm so irritated that he's playing for City.
Yeah, he was on fire last season over at Bournemouth, wasn't he? I mean, he was on the fans' sort of lips last season when he was at Bournemouth. You know, when he was balling out then. And but as I thought it was for a free kick. I thought it was because of the holding. I didn't realise it was the offside when that goal was disallowed. I thought it was more than that because there was a lot of holding going on, and I think Haaland was blocking one of the defenders. He had hold of him, so I thought that was the infringement that they was looking at. I was shocked when they gave offside because I thought it was for the holding and the stopping the kind of defender trying to get something on the ball. But yeah, crazy decision. But
do you think
they're messing up football?
Do you think,
to be honest, they're actually messing up
there's an element of remember the Liverpool goal against City that was ruled off?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There's the Wolves goal that they let stand against City, and there's another goal as well. Do you think they thought, we've let City get away with similar sort of...
Yeah. Possibly, I don't know. I'm still trying to work out the offsides, to be honest, what is and what ain't, and it's just it's crazy. But yeah, I mean they've got the job done, haven't they? 2-0 now. I think the second goal, 1-0. I think Newcastle may have had half a chance, but I think any 2-goal buffer in a 2-legged affair is crucial, isn't it?
You know, DJB, I say all the time here. I say, you see, us lot, regardless of how we all feel about our club and stuff, we've all followed football and played football, and from the park to playing in the street to playing 11-a-side, 5-a-side. All of us have all gone through life without refs and without VAR. All of us. We all kind of get the rules. We don't need black and white writing. We don't need 0.5, 0.6, rule 9. We've never ever had that, like, ever in our life.
No,
and
exactly.
Only the last 4 or 5 years, all of us that have been watching and playing football for our whole life don't understand the game anymore.
Well, look how smoothly the FA Cup went the weekend. No VAR. Look how smooth that went. There was goals. There was everything, and there weren't no real controversy then. And you just get on with it. The Championship get on with it. So I don't know, man. I don't think it's the VAR. I think it's the people that operate it. That's the problem.
Of course it is.
Yeah,
There's too many screens. They got too many screens in that room.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
when we watch it on Sky with one screen, we can see the replay within 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So why have they got 20 screens?
I ain't got a clue. You know what I mean? It's like giving someone a fast car that can't drive, isn't it? It's nothing. It ain't the car's fault. It's the person that's driving it. That's the problem with VAR.
So true. So true.
100%.
I couldn't understand it. It was taking forever. Kenny, I don't know about you, but VAR, that's kind of madness what I saw to that. I just think it's a madness.
No,
Positive Dan,
I
I can't see you, but I can. Oh, you're back now. Positive Dan, can you hear us? Because I'm having Wi-Fi problems here. Dan, can you hear us? No, Dan's got some problems.
I think his screen's sort of like, yeah, he should be able to hear you now. But
Wi-Fi's are moving mad, I think.
Yeah, the thing with VAR, right? That decision wasn't actually like factual. It was someone else's opinion, and that's where they've got a problem. We brought VAR to be factual, but I think, you know, I hear what Dee's saying about how we play football in a park and we have no worries. But I think when the stakes are high, that's when VAR is going to be used. Like for instance, from the fifth round onwards, the FA Cup, they're going to use VAR because the further you get in the competition, the stakes are high, the closer you're going to get Wembley. So VAR is going to be used. Today, semi-finals, VAR is being used. And I think that's the thing with VAR. The reason why we brought it in, because the stakes were high, teams were complaining, oh yeah, if the referee didn't do this, we wouldn't have won the league or we wouldn't have gotten the top 4 or relegated. So we've got to remember why VAR was here in the first place. But when it comes to opinion, I always thought the benefit of that's got to be given to the striker. As far as I know, I still think the Newcastle defender was behind Haaland. Even when they showed the stills and they did the sort of red line, it still looked like he was on Haaland. It was onside. But hey ho, City got their revenge in injury time and did what Newcastle. What Newcastle have been at the teams for the last few weeks, where they're getting lost.
Let me ask you a question, Ken. Yeah, I don't know if I'm missing something here. You see, obviously it was brought in for like the like the Henry handball against Ireland, the World Cup qualifier, and like Lampard's goal line thing against Germany, stuff like that. Yeah, but you see, like goal line technology and stuff. Is there any reason why they can't put that across the whole line, so we know when it's in, when it's out? Like, is there any reason why basic stuff like that can't just be across the whole line? No. I
think that's kind of specific. That's been around for a long time because I think if we've got on trail, the whole ball's got to go over the line. So that's.
I'm talking about the whole. I'm talking about the whole line. I'm talking about like corners and stuff. Can't it just
not at all. I think what they want to do, I think the things that cause controversy was always the offside rule. The whether it's a yellow card or red card, the other top tackle, and obviously. I think they've got to be
careful they don't slow the whole game down. Right? Looking at everything. But I agree with you. Why can't it, if it's the line, the goal line, why can't it
be quicker? It'll be quicker. It'll just have, it's a chip in it. It's quicker. All line technology is the only thing that works.
I agree. But the thing with the referees, I've been at Arsenal games where it's been corners against us and for us, where you look at the circumference and the ball is never near the circumference. It's always outside the circumference. And you've got a referee just sitting there and he goes, come on, hurry up. So you want technology for that. But if the referees are right there and they're letting it happen, it's a waste of technology.
Right, look, I want to move it on because we'll be on VAR for an hour, man. I ain't got long tonight. But look, I want to talk about tomorrow's game because we'll be here for an hour because it makes me fume as well. But I want to move on to tomorrow night's game. Obviously, Manchester City look like they put their foot into the final. It looks like they're going to get through. It's at St James's as well tonight. So Manchester City then go to the Etihad with an unbelievable record against Newcastle. It looks like City are in the final, and either Arsenal or Chelsea will be there. Let's talk about tomorrow night's game. Let's go with the team that we think we're going to see. Stricto, I'll start with you because obviously there's a lot of talk about strong, a lot of talk about rotate. Some people disagree with what goalkeeper. Some people don't know what left back will have because they're all injured. And also there's the number 9 situation, which no one knows. So what do you think is going to happen tomorrow, bruv? What are you saying, Stricto?
You've got to go as strong as possible if injury, as long as injury permits. I know Calafiori's out. Hincapie, is Hincapie definitely out?
Or
is that
out
a doubt?
as well, yeah.
Is it doubt? In that case, then
he's out. He's out for weeks, bro.
Yeah, he's out.
He's out, yeah. Okay, then Skelly, I suppose, has to sit there. The question is, the number 9. I'll be honest, bro. Gyökeres has to sit out for me, man. I've seen enough of him at this moment in time to confidently say he's got to come off the bench. He's a bench player now. I've seen so many sides of his game which doesn't suit Arsenal. I wouldn't say the system, but I would say that just doesn't suit Arsenal. His hold-up play, his awareness in the danger zone doesn't seem to get across. Because there's this argument of, he doesn't get the service. I'm afraid, bruv, what service is Jesus getting? What service is Martinelli getting? What service is Marino getting? Why are all these guys able to be at the end of something? And he's not. And what annoys me is, it's not even like this guy is trying to score. He's just not there. It's not like this guy's having shots that are hitting posts or his shots are being blocked. This guy just goes for a whole 90 minutes or whatever, 60 minutes as a passenger. Just not good enough. Doesn't really offer us anything up front. We're actually it feels like we're down to 10 men when he's up front. I think he will come good. I think the issue with probably Gyökeres at the moment is him not understanding the players and the players not understanding him. And I think once that tunes in, possibly we'll start to get a bit more joy out of him. I don't mind Havertz getting involved, and I don't mind Marino. I don't mind Jesus. Anyone starting but him, because he's just not giving us anything.
D?
We've got to be honest. Gyökeres has been terrible. He has been all season. He's been shockingly bad. That's just the facts of it. But overall, in the last 5 Premier League games, we've won 4, drawn 1. And the only draw has been against Liverpool, which regardless are a top team, regardless, and can beat or draw with anyone on any day. So we've got to be careful not to focus solely on individual players and focus on what the team are doing. And if the team are winning games, because that's what's happening right now, they're winning most games consistently. We haven't really lost many games this season. So if the team are winning games, you kind of just got to stick with the winning formula. You don't want to start changing things. Right now, Gyökeres is not scoring goals, but the team is winning with Gyökeres playing. So you kind of just got to stick with what's working. I wouldn't start changing it up too much to try and get the best out of one individual player because his performances are not the highest in the world right now. Because you do that, and that could be a domino effect on the rest of the team. So I would keep it exactly how it is. Keep Gyökeres up front. Keep the players playing where they are. They all know what's going on. He's not been brilliant, but he's part of a winning formula right now. So you kind of need to keep it, especially in the semi-final. I don't really want to be changing it now. So that's my take on it.
Dan, what are you saying?
Yes, boys. Good to see you all, mate.
Big up.
Tomorrow for me, we're just touching on Viktor Gyökeres. It is true what D says, right? We're winning. We're winning loads of games of football. I think we've only lost two games this season, is it? That's all we've lost. So, yeah, we've been nothing short of phenomenal this season. And look, has he played a part of that? Of course, yes, because he's been on the pitch. However, I do think we can go to another level. I think everyone knows that Arsenal, there's another level. There's another gear for us to go in. And I think Kai Havertz, when he's fully fit and firing, is by far our best striker. Now, is he fit enough for tomorrow? Probably not. So, it'll be interesting. He'll be on the bench. Jesus will be on the bench. It's likely Gyökeres is going to start. I think you have to go full strength. I think this competition is such a big competition for us, more than it's ever been in probably the history of the club, because we need to win this competition. These group of players need to win a trophy. If they can win that trophy and get that mental block done, apart from Saka, who wasn't even in the first 11 in the 2020 FA Cup. So, and Arteta, it wasn't his group of players. So if they can win that trophy, I just think it's so important. I think you have to go strong. Now, look, Trossard's a doubt anyway. I would have been starting Martinelli anyway, because for me, you have to start after scoring a hat-trick. I don't care how good Trossard's been. Plus, it's another cup game. Maybe it would be different if it was a league game. But I think there's not that much between Martinelli and Trossard, really and truly. He's our top goal scorer of 11 goals this season. So for me, Martinelli must start. You could go with Ben White at right back and Timber at left back. Has Ben White got another 90 minutes in him again? He played him 3 times in a row and he broke down again. So I think they have to be cautious with that.
Sorry to cut you, Dan. Sorry to cut you. Yeah, I think we've got to be careful not to revert to type. Like we've done this already. We've had the Martinelli in the team for a couple years, and we've had the Havertz in the team for 2-3 years. It hasn't worked. We can't get thinking about reverting back.
Do you not think we'll become a better team with Kai Havertz? Because when Kai Havertz was in our team, that's when the first season we bought him. He played midfield for the first half of the season, and we got a consolation penalty he was given against Bournemouth, and he only scored 1 goal. Then he went up top. Then he went up top for the second part of the season. It was in after the Dubai break, around this time, and he ended up with 13 league goals that season. So he got 12 as striker in the second part of the season. Last season he got injured at this point, and he had 15 goals. I think he's just a better player than Gyökeres. He's more intelligent.
Have you tapped out then, Dan, with Gyökeres? Have you tapped out?
If I haven't, I'm very, very close to, because what I kept saying to myself is all he needs is a big goal against Liverpool, and I kept saying it on my streams, Dan. I've got a feeling he's going to do it. If you ask me what player do you want to score tomorrow, I'm picking Gyökeres. I want him to score more than anyone. However, now even if he does get a big goal, I just don't see him as an Arsenal striker. Listen, we could win the league and he could get 8 league goals, and I think he'd end up. They might keep him for 1 year, but I can see him going back on loan to Sporting Lisbon within a season or two.
Can I just say it? I was on a stream before the season started, and everyone was talking about, we need the missing piece. This team creates chances. All we need is a goal scorer, and everyone was waxing lyricals about getting Gyökeres. People was also predicting Gyökeres will get 25, 30 goals in all comps. I came on and said he'd be lucky to get 15 goals. And people thought I was mad. And I said, well, it's the way Arsenal play. Gyökeres scored 97 goals in 102 games. 97 in 102 games. You don't go from doing that in half a season and being an absolute flop in that short amount of time. Now, everyone was saying, including people on this panel, previous shows, I don't care who we sign, I just don't want to see Havertz up front. Don't even know why we signed him.
Yeah. 100%.
Don't even know why we signed him. Anyone up front but Havertz. Christian was saying it, everyone was saying it. Don't want to see Havertz up front. Now the narrative is, Havertz is this, Havertz is that. He's going to get us across the line. Well, he never got us across the line last season.
For the record,
hang on a minute.
I've always been a fan of Havertz.
We have a club have spent £1 billion and we're reverting back, all barring Zubimendi when everyone's fit, to the same 11 that failed last season and the season before. And we've spent £1 billion.
I'm with you on that.
We've also spent £1 billion, and Trossard has been our most consistent best striker in the final third.
He's been the best attacker for sure. Yeah.
This is Trossard, the guy that we was going to sell in the summer, and every Arsenal fan would have been happy for him to go for 35, 40 million. Even Trossard wanted to go until they offer him a pay rise. Didn't want to play for the club. Now, everyone's waxing lyricals over Havertz. Jesus, if Berta gets rid of Jesus, he's done a miracle. The guy's washed. He's been injured more than he's played. If he can get 30 million for Jesus, the man's a genius. Now everyone wants Jesus and Havertz in the side before Gyökeres. The point of the matter is, the manager hasn't signed a striker in 5 seasons. Everyone was absolutely celebrating the fact that we got Gyökeres. We'll be doing this all next season around the stadium. Gyökeres has rocked up.
Apart from Kenny.
Can't get a tune out of him. The same manager that couldn't get a tune out of Lacazette, Aubameyang and all of these men can't get a tune out of him. Now everyone wants Havertz in the side when they didn't even want him anywhere near the team last season. I just don't, honestly.
Can I just go back to the?
It just don't make sense to me.
The team you're saying we're going to
getting
revert
back onto Chelsea tomorrow, we've got to go strong because we need to go and win that match. Because if we don't win that match and we fall behind, it's the semi-final. We all know what happens in semi-finals. We need a 2-goal buffer to take back to the Emirates. That's all I'm saying on Gyökeres, man. I can't believe this fan base and the players and everyone else are waxing lyricals over Kai Havertz when no one wanted him near the team. No one wanted him even near the team last season. It just amazes
not everyone,
me.
though. That's
Come on,
not
Dan. You
everyone.
come back in, Dan. Go on then, Dan.
I've always been a fan of Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz scored big goals for Arsenal. I've not seen Gyökeres score one big goal for Arsenal. You know, Kai Havertz got 2 goals against Chelsea.
And he's got a penalty at Everton.
Well, penalty at Everton. All right. Is that what we're dealing with? Kai Havertz scored 2 goals against Chelsea. We beat him 5-0. He scored a great goal against Man City. We beat him 5-1. He scored against Tottenham. These are all title race games as well.
Where did that lead us to last season, Dan?
Havertz ain't good enough.
Hold on. Listen, for me, he's our best striker, though. He had 15 goals this time last season. How many Gyökeres got? Kai Havertz is a more intelligent player. He's got more pedigree. Gyökeres scored 97 goals, as you said, DJB.
He hasn't got more. Why has he got more pedigree?
Because he scored in the Champions League final. He scored in the Champions League final. He's won Chelsea in Champions League.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, who do you think got the highest ceiling?
Kai Havertz by a million miles. Listen, he scored 97 goals in 102 games, right? Yeah. I remember when I heard this stat, Tottenham fans, Man United fans were throwing it at me, and I kind of just tried to put it to the back of my head. 2 of them were against the top 8 in Portugal. All the rest of them were against the bottom 8 or whatever it was. Yeah. So he was the bottom half of the table. That's where most of his goals came. That level, Portuguese league, it's one thing, the top 6, but the bottom 6, that's where most of his goals were coming from. Now, that team that everyone keeps alluding to, these players were brought in. The reason why we didn't win the league was more down to the fact that we didn't have the squad. It wasn't nothing to do with the first 11. You look at Chelsea now, their first 11 is a great 11, but their depth is not good enough. You know, when people are doing right now, Arsenal and Chelsea, you're seeing it everywhere all over YouTube, and everyone's got 5 Chelsea players in and 5 Arsenal, but our depth is much better. The team 2 seasons ago, right, got 89 points, scored 91 goals and got 28 wins, the most wins in our history, the most goals. If this team goes on to get 89 points again, they'll win the league. So the point is that you can revert to the same team, but you've got better players to come in. You ain't got Sterling coming on, or who else was coming on. Do you know what I mean? You've got better players now.
But we also don't have Havertz up front either. That's the point. The point is the same way you're saying that we haven't got we've got other players to come in. Also, one of the people not playing this season.
We've got 4 strikers to come in. D.
But what I'm saying is, one of the players.
How many did we have last year? When Havertz got injured, we were done.
No, but Havertz hasn't played this season. So this whole brilliant record that we've got, we've only lost 2 games. We're top of the Champions League. We're top of the Premier League. We're in the latter stages of the League Cup and stuff. Havertz is not part of that. So Havertz is not. So this whole thing of Havertz being.
Listen, right now, I wouldn't start him right now. I don't think he's up to scratch yet. I'd still go with Gyökeres right now. However, if Havertz comes on and gets a goal against Chelsea, then he comes on against Forest and gets a goal.
Player, isn't it? He's just a squad player, but he's not the guy that we need to get the best out of. That's the point I'm making.
I think you lot are getting sentimental here. I think there's a lot of sentimentality going on here. I couldn't give a fuck who's scoring for Arsenal up top, whether it's Marino, Jesus, Gyökeres, or fucking Havertz, bro. Yes, we bought Gyökeres in because we needed an addition to the squad. And so far, it doesn't seem to be working out. Some might say it's Arteta. DJB's already lined that up to say it's Arteta. But look, Liverpool had a similar thing with Darwin Núñez. He was 32 and 57 in Portugal. He comes to England and he's How many goals has he got for 25 in 95? It happens. Klopp's meant to be one of the best managers that has rocked up in the Premier League in the last decade. Sometimes some players it just doesn't work out. And I heard the point Positive Dan is making, that if you look at some of Gyökeres' goals in Portugal, they weren't against big teams. Yes, he had scored a couple goals in the Champions League. Again, most of his goals were penalties. I know you still got to score them, but I think possibly we just have to put our hands up and say, look. Stricto,
do you not think this team with any of the strikers would probably win the league? This team is that good. This team is credit to Arteta because it's his system that's going to win the league.
100%. No,
that's why we're going to win the league.
Agree with you.
So whether it's Gyökeres
that we're having right now,
Marino, whoever it is,
the conversation that we're having right now, you would easily confused that we are top of the table in the Premier League, semi-finals in the League Cup, top of the table in the Champions League, without Gyökeres fucking firing, without Saka firing. It's crazy. You know, I know everyone wants to get on the Arteta bandwagon and start the narrative, but it's crazy to me. These narratives don't work. They only work when Arsenal aren't doing well. But now, we're flying.
No, listen, Strixo, I'm not solely aiming. It does happen. I do agree with you. I mean, there's players over the years that have moved to clubs and it hasn't worked out for them. I've been saying it on my streams. You know, your careers, it might not happen at Arsenal. And that could be the type of football we play. It could be the type of midfielders we've got. Chelsea, wouldn't it? It could, you had it, Shevchenko at Chelsea. You know, the Liverpool guy that was balling out that went to Chelsea, Torres, didn't work out. And it does happen. I do agree with you. It does happen. But that can be the systems in place. It can be whether we've got the right midfield players, whether they team up with Gyökeres or not. It ain't happening for Gyökeres. But what's frustrating me is that everyone's kind of, I'm like with D on this. Everyone's dismissing the fact that the whole reason why we bought Gyökeres was to make it work, because everyone didn't want, or the majority of fans didn't want, Havertz up front. And now it's like Havertz is like, oh, this is it. Havertz is back, and everyone's sort of excited about it. And it is a good addition to have back on the bench, and it is a good addition to have him fit, because he does bring something different. But I don't think we should be solely kind of washing our hands with Gyökeres, because let's not forget, the reason why we bought Gyökeres was because we were creating chances and we wasn't scoring them. And in some of the games last season and the season before that, we weren't picking up all 3 points because we wasn't scoring those goals. And that's why we bought Gyökeres. So it is a bit frustrating all round, but
the problem is,
I personally don't think Havertz is the answer right now. I don't think Gyökeres is. I've been saying that. I think he's been very, very disappointing. The problem with Gyökeres
is that the chances last season that we were having, and it's only now that we've got Gyökeres that I can see what the actual issue is. It weren't the problem. It wasn't the fact that we weren't. I mean, it was a problem that we weren't finishing. The problem with Gyökeres is he's not even there to finish it. He's not even around it to be, to cause these things, to cause these reactions. He's nowhere near it. I remember the game against Liverpool. Saka put in brilliant balls in the box. Timber put in a ball in the action area and the danger. He was nowhere to be fucking seen.
Yeah, he's not anticipating, is he?
I don't even think it's that. I think that's the case as well. But I think another part of it is most of these players in this Arsenal team, have played without a natural striker for about 5 years. Yeah, they didn't even had a natural striker in training. Most of them have not played with a natural striker for about 5 to 6 years. Saka, I don't even know if ever played with a natural striker ever.
Obama, he played with Abba.
Aubameyang maybe. Apart from that, these men don't know what it's like to have a guy that wants the ball. How many times I've seen Gyökeres make a run that you meant to just put the ball through and run onto it, and they just people were recycling the ball. Arteta's a guy that wants to control every aspect of every game, so he wants the ball constantly. So he doesn't want you.
Have you seen his touch? But have you seen Gyökeres' touch?
Gyökeres has been terrible. That's not the point. Gyökeres has not been good. Don't get it twisted. No. He has not lived up to anything anywhere near it. But the point I'm making is no one knows what the answer is. The players don't know the answer. Arteta doesn't know the answer. We don't know the answer. We don't have a clue why.
This is what I'm saying though. Look, I think all four of them have got a part to play. Marino, Gyökeres, Jesus, and Havertz. However, if they all get game time, which they probably will, because it's a long season, right? The games are coming thick and fast now. If one of them starts performing better than the other three, surely they deserve to start. Do you not agree with that?
But who would you say is performing as a striker currently?
Well, so far, none of them. But I'm saying Havertz is just coming back, right? For me, Havertz is just coming back from injury, right? So, for example, with Havertz, if Gyökeres plays, 60 minutes, yeah? Sometimes I do think he needs to get more than 60 minutes as well, because this is when strikers You know, defenders are getting tired. He's only played 90 minutes 7 times, right? Which is still 7 times, and he only got 1 goal in them games, and that was against Leeds. But if Havertz comes on tomorrow and scores the winner, and then he does the same thing against Forest, does he not? Is he not due a start then in the next game? Surely he is.
But this is the thing that I heard you say a little bit earlier when you said Martinelli scored a hat-trick, and even if Trossard was fit, Martinelli should be playing. Martinelli should not be playing ahead of Trossard at all, ever, so far this season. I don't care if Martinelli scored 10 goals against Portsmouth. No, Trossard has been our best attacker from the left wing. He starts. Martinelli cannot start ahead of Trossard in any game.
I would agree with you in if it was the Nottingham Forest game, but I think where it's another cup game, you do kind of have to rotate a little bit, and I think Martinelli could be better suited against Chelsea.
Eze got a hat trick against Tottenham, and he didn't play for 4 matches then.
No, but he played the next game. He played the next few games.
He hasn't. I mean, we're talking about Gyökeres, but what about Eze? What's happened to him? I mean, he was more or less the most consistent, prolific attacking midfield player in the Premiership.
I think he was brought in more as a squad player, though, wasn't he?
He's come to Arsenal. He can't get a game.
Yeah, but do you not think he was brought in more as a squad player, DJB? I never thought. I
don't agree. I'll tell you what he was brought in for. He was brought in because we had a problem with low blocks. He was brought in to be our creative spark. He can't even get in the team.
Well, what happened was Trossard's form forced Trossard into the team. That's what actually happened. It messed up Arteta's plans. Like he wanted Eze to play on the left, but Trossard was playing so well that Trossard decided to be our best attacker. So now Eze can't get in the team. But I'm not going to complain that Trossard's playing well and scoring goals. No. I don't care whether it's Eze playing well or Trossard playing well. It makes no difference to me. But if Trossard is fit right now, he plays. That's more my thing. So if we're playing Chelsea tomorrow and he's fit, he starts for me. I don't care what happened against Portsmouth.
So I put up an 11 that I think it will probably be. Now I could get this wrong. I never get it right. Arteta's a madman. He always changes something last minute. But I think Kepa's going to play in goal. I think we probably all agree with that. I would play Raya personally, but Kepa will probably get the nod. I actually would play Ben White and Timber because I don't think Hincapie and Calafiori are fit. And Lewis-Skelly, I'm sorry, I love you, Miles, but you are having a stinker, son, and you need a little bit of a break. So for me, it's Timber at left back and Ben White at right back, and then Gabriel and Saliba. Now, that's if Saliba is fit. There's a doubt, apparently, that he might not be fit. I think Arteta's playing mind games, personally, because last game, Saliba and Trossard were fine. It was just a rest. Now both of them are a doubt. And when he was asked why, he said, because I'm not sure if they're fit. Well, that's not then, does it? So I think both of them are probably going to be available. So I've gone with Saliba. If it isn't Saliba, then they'll have to play Miles Lewis-Skelly left back and play Timber centre back, Ben White right back. That's what he'll probably do. Or play Norgard, but is what it is. Rice and Zubimendi are going to play. Erdegaard's going to play. Eze, I'm sorry, I thought he was terrible against Portsmouth. I know you guys are talking about him. I thought he was absolutely awful. So he's not going to do anything to knock on the door. Saka's going to start ahead of Madueke. I think Martinelli's going to start off the back of a hat-trick, and if Trossard actually is a doubt, then Martinelli will start. And then Gyökeres, I think, is the guy because he's fresh and didn't play at all against Portsmouth where everybody else did. Now, for the record, I actually think the best period of football that I've seen us play is when we smashed Spurs and Bayern Munich. And I'll be honest, Mourinho was the guy up top. And I think that in the system, Mourinho probably is the best 9 for Arsenal. Now, Havertz, I get you, Dan, probably will come in more than Mourinho will at 9 because Mourinho's now going to play in midfield and squad rotate there, I think. But Jesus looks sharp and brings in something. Mourinho, I just feel like we played well when he was up top. And Gyökeres at the moment isn't doing it, man. He isn't doing it. So I don't know what you guys think of this team, man. Kenny, you've been quiet, bro. What are you saying about this 11? Oh, sorry, Kenny's in the private chat. I didn't get that. Sorry. Yeah, no problem, Kenny. That's fine, man. If you've got some issues, man. No, go on. That's fine, bro. No problem, mate. No problem. Sorry. What are you saying about this 11 panel? What do you think?
I mean, that's definitely strong, Dan. I mean, that's, that to me looks a good lineup, but I just don't think he's going to risk all that, to be honest. I don't think he's going to risk all that. I think he feels I honestly feel that he feels that he can get through this first leg with playing the likes of Norgard and bringing in Eze for Odegaard and having them on the bench if needed. I think he'll start Eze. And I think Norgard will have some sort of play there. I think if Saliba's not fit, I think he'll put Norgard in there.
I'd be shocked if I saw Norgard in there.
Yeah. I think the only change he'll make there, I think he'll go Odegaard for Eze, and I think he'll play Jesus for Gyökeres. And I think he'll play Madueke for Saka. I don't think Saka, Odegaard and Gyökeres and Saliba will start.
You think Jesus will play 2 games in a row?
I think Jesus might start against Chelsea. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. I'm hoping that is the lineup, because I worry about Chelsea in any cup game. So I'd like a strong lineup, but I think he's gonna trust Madueke. I think he's gonna bring in Eze. I think he's gonna start Jesus. And I think he'll put Norgard.
Do you not think that he'll rotate more in the Inter Milan game, though, DJ? Because obviously we don't need to win against Inter Milan and Cairo.
No, I don't think he will. Yeah, I mean that's the point.
Really?
But
wow.
I think he will. I think he will rotate against Inter Milan, but I think he's gonna. I think Nottingham Forest is on his mind as well, though, Dan, because we drew against Liverpool. I think he wants to go
against Forest,
get all 3 points.
Dodgy game that was last year. Boys, can I ask a question? Would you not think, because it's looking like if we do make it through, we're going to face Man City in the final. Now, we play the finals on March the 22nd, right? And then we play Man City on the 18th, I think it is, of April. So in one way, if we win that final against Man City, now look, we've got to make it first, but in a hypothetical world, if we make that final, if we beat Man City, psychologically, it's brilliant, and we win a trophy, and we've got one over on City, and look, we could face them in the Champions League at some point, and we're going to be facing them in what could be a showdown for the Premier League title. Essentially, we had that a few years back, and we only got the draw. It was still in our hands. We lost to Aston Villa. We all know that story. But how big do you think that game could be? Because if we win it, I think it would spur us on to go and win the league. But if we were to lose it, psychologically, to lose a Carabao Cup final to Manchester City, bang in a title race when you've got to go to them only 2 or 3 weeks later, how damaging could that be?
Yeah, I think it's a good point, because Man City look like they're in the final now. But I just think you have to look at it now and think that you need to be going into the game at the Etihad in the league 6 points clear now. At least, even more. What we can't do is go to that game 3 points ahead of them and lose, or even anything less than that and lose, because I don't want Manchester City to be that close to us. I think they've already proven they can claw back gaps. They look very good tonight. Semenyo is an excellent signing for them. I think they'll get Mark Guehi as well, albeit he's saying he wants Arsenal in the summer, which would be a brilliant signing. But I think that they're going to be an absolute weapon, Manchester City, for sure. They don't look the same Man City, which is why we have to do our job, because we don't look the same Arsenal in a good way. They don't look the same City in a bad way. But I just want to win this Carabao Cup first and worry about that Etihad game when we get to it and see where we're at then, because this Carabao Cup is so important to me. And a lot of people laugh and think, oh, why do you care about that so much? The reason I care so much, while it's a trophy, I don't think we should ever poo-poo them. And I think if we win this, I've got more chance that we go and win something in May. 100%. If we lose this, I'm going to sit there and say, I'm not as reassured as I would have been, because we've still not got across the line. And I'm not saying we're not going to win something if we don't win that Carabao Cup, because we could still. But I just think I'd have more confidence if we get across the line there first. And that's why I want to win tomorrow against Chelsea. And convincingly, I actually think it'll be very, very tight tomorrow night. I know it's Liam Rosenior and everyone's laughing and Caicedo's out, but Chelsea is still a good side. They have to be respected. But I do actually believe that Arsenal need to win this Carabao Cup, just to allow us to believe, right, now we've won something. Because people say Saka and Martinelli have won something, and that this team hasn't won anything. Let's just be real. This team hasn't won anything. It needs to. It's too good not to. It's too good not to win something. And if we win that Carabao Cup, I'll have more confidence that we'll go and win something else in May, whether it's the FA Cup, the Champions League, or the Premier League. That's why I want to win it, boys.
Yeah, it is a good feel good factor in it going to the rest of the season. But I know Man City are in the final, but you can never say never. You never know what happens in football, do you? But I can't even look ahead to that at the moment. Not when you've got 2 legs against Chelsea. Because let's be honest, when we played Chelsea in the league and they was down to 10 men, we didn't really hurt them in areas, did we? We didn't form there. In fact, Chelsea still looked the better team in a lot of that game. So that'll be on the back of their minds going into tomorrow night's game. So I do hope he picks strong, but yeah. What's worrying for me, and I don't know what the rest of you guys think, is that one of the reasons why we've been really, really strong this year is because our fullbacks, Calafiori and Timber, have been excellent, and we've not been able to get overloaded in areas where teams can hurt us. And I just feel that if we make an adjustment tomorrow, it could be a little bit of a kind of warning sign, because I don't think Ben White's going to be as efficient as Timber at right back, and if Timber plays left back, it's all going to seem a little bit disjointed. So I'm just a little bit worried defensively tomorrow if we do have all those injuries, because that has been our strength this season defensively. And if we are having to play Norgard alongside Gabriel and Timber at left back and Ben White at right back, that's the areas that worries me, Dan. I don't know what the rest of the panel think.
I agree with you, man. The only thing about this game is that I just don't want it can quickly derail our season if we have that mindset of not taking it seriously and trying to rest this player and stuff like that. I don't want it. I mean, I think all of us would be. Let me ask you guys a question. If someone said to you right now that you're going to win the League Cup, yeah, but you're not going to win the Premier League, would you take it?
No way.
What do you mean? What? If I know we're not going to win the Premier League,
because
I take the trophy?
Yeah, basically, what I'm saying is, would you take the feeling of potentially winning the league and not the League Cup over actually?
If the question is, do I want a guaranteed trophy or do I want to take the risk and roll the dice? I'm taking the trophy, 100%.
That's basically the question I'm asking, because that's basically what the situation is.
Hold on. Let me get this right. So right now, if I told you the season can end, you can risk it and we'll still go for the Premier League because we're 6 points clear, or you can just take the Carabao Cup and that's it. You take that.
That's what I'm asking you guys. That's basically what the
guaranteed trophy, I think, is what we need right now, rather than risking.
Would you risk?
You're risking not winning F4. You're risking going silverless again, trophyless again for what, 6 years?
Oh, there's no way, bro. No way. We have to win this league, guys, man. No way.
Yeah, no, I agree. But if you can't guarantee me a trophy, but you can guarantee that I'll win.
Dan, I reckon if that question come to you, bro, and there was obviously this is.
I think most people would take. I think most people would take it. I think most people would.
No. I think we'd all. I think deep down we'd all go for that Premier League, man.
So you'd rather risk. So what you're saying is, because we're 6 points in the Champions League,
I'd risk an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup to go and win the Premier League.
You'd risk both.
Would. Yes, I would. Honestly.
Where do you stand, Dan, if we don't win the Premier League, though? Where do you stand if we don't win the Premier League and all we pick up is the Carabao Cup this season? Where do you stand on that?
It depends, don't it, man? It depends. If you're getting what I think you're getting at, whether we'd keep Arteta or not, I think it would come down to how we done in the Champions League. You know, do we reach a Champions League final? Do we lose it on the last day? Is it goal difference? Is it 1 point? And then if you're talking about other managers, is it going to be a Luis Enrique? And even him struggling now. He's second to Lens, just got knocked out by one of the worst teams, Paris, last night. So I don't know. You'd have to ask me during that time. Even right now, I think it's disrespectful to even think about that, because considering the situation that we find ourselves in.
But you know why DJB's question is fair? Is because you said you wouldn't take a guaranteed trophy. So if you are willing to not take a guaranteed trophy, then you have to say you stick with Arteta regardless. You can't say you're not taking a guaranteed trophy and then because you can't say you're not taking a guaranteed trophy. Listen.
I think we have to win the Premier League now. Simple as that. And that would be disastrous. I think from Arteta at this point, to not go and win it now, to be 6 points clear. We're the best team now. You can see it. We're a better team than Manchester City this season. So for me, he has to win the Premier League. And
but that's so far. What you're understanding is
I know it's so far. Of course, City can get better. It's a bit more than half, but you know, of course, City can get better. They've just signed Semenyo, and if they go and get Mark Gay, then they could up the levels. We could up the levels when Kai Havertz comes into the team. But for me, I just think that, listen, like DJB has said, we've spent £1 billion. You know, Arteta's been building this team over 5 or 6 years. I don't think it's been built to go and win a Carabao or an FA Cup. Now, listen, I'm not knocking those cups. I would love to win those cups. I think the Carabao Cup is so important for us to go and win a Premier League or a Champions League or an FA Cup. But I just want that Premier League because we've come so close. I've always said I prefer the Champions League, but now this season I want that Premier League, and I think the players do want it more than anything.
I agree with you about the league.
We've had too much pain, Dan. With the Premier League.
I agree.
We need
I
to get
totally
that Premier
agree.
League.
I want to win.
We've seen how many FA Cups we've seen it, and it's papered over cracks. Like, we need that Premier League. That's what we need. So I'd risk it all for that Premier League, man. I really would.
I want to win.
Considering the situation we're in,
the Prem or the Champs or both. I want to win it all, right? But what I'm getting at is, I think what D's question is, and why it's a really good one, and I think that's a quality question, by the way, D. I think it's basically said, and you said you wouldn't, but if someone offered you the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup now, you say, nah, I don't want it. That don't mean we're winning the league or the Champions League. Throw them away, and I'm going all out that we're going to win it. That must mean you're very, very confident that we're winning this league, right? Very confident.
I am very, very confident. Very, very confident. So, yeah.
Okay. I hope you're right, man. I just hope you're right, man. I really do. I want to win this so bad, this league, man. It's crazy.
I'm right too.
It's, honestly, man.
I don't know what it is. I want to win it badly, but like I said, it's such fine margins. I was at the Villa game. We could have been 2-0 down in the first half. I know we ended up winning it, but this league is such fine margin. And like
Onana made a difference when he came off, didn't he? I mean, when
Onana came off, everything changed.
They lost their whole midfield, but I was there as well. I mean, we could have easily been 2-0 down at half time. Then it just changed.
The thing is, right? Do you not think City are going to drop more points? Because I think we're going to get more points from now.
They will, but they will also buy in January. That's the difference. Like, we should have. This is why I said
we bought loads. We bought all our players already, didn't we?
No, but what I was saying on the last show is this is the reason why we should have bought Semenyo to stop them strengthening. This is the first chance we're going to get to win a league like this in 20 years, bro.
I don't think football works like that, though, D, man. They're not just going to buy.
That's what Man United used to do that. Chelsea,
we're not going to buy Semenyo just.
But we need him as well. We need a left winger anyway.
He's playing on the right, though, isn't he, predominantly now?
Yeah, but he plays left and right, doesn't he? We needed to have bought him. He's an Arsenal fan to stop Man City getting him. What we've done, we've given them a player that was one of the better players in the Premier League.
We didn't give him the player. Bournemouth gave him the player. They got his release clause. Look, I'm not even sure with PSR if we can go and splash 65 million right now.
Yes, of course we can.
So why did we get Hincapie only on loan with an obligation to buy? Why didn't we just buy him?
Well, I can't answer that question. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm saying I know
I'm not sure that the money's there. I'm not sure. But look, maybe it is. None of us know, innit, really and truly.
I think both teams will drop points, but I look at Arsenal's fixtures, right? I'm just going to read them out really quickly. Like they're
much more favourable than Man City's.
Yeah.
Have you seen Man City's next?
Yeah, they are.
They are.
Three of them are away.
We've got Forest. I'm not going to say if they're home or away because I don't care. Personally, we should be beating these teams. We've got Forest. We've got Man United. Should beat both of them. Leeds should beat them. We've got Sunderland at home. Should beat them. Brentford should beat them. Spurs should beat them. We've got Chelsea and Brighton, which, let's be real, are more difficult, right? But Chelsea are at home and Brighton away is on the 4th of March. The only game alongside the Etihad that I'd say would be tough because Brighton are unpredictable. You know what you're going to get with Brighton, okay? But after Brighton, we've got Everton at home, Wolves, who are dusty, Bournemouth at home. We've got that City game, which I'll come back to in a minute. Newcastle at home, Fulham at home, West Ham, dusty, Burnley probably down by then, and Crystal Palace last game of the season. So other than the City game, and the Brighton game away, I always think Arsenal should win their home games and they're favourites to win their home games. I don't see Arsenal, if I'm honest with you, and football's a mad game, dropping loads of points. I think we will drop points in those.
Dan, read the last 4 games out for me, please, again.
Yeah, sure. So the last 4 games are new. Yeah, the last 4 games are Fulham at home, West Ham away, Burnley at home, Palace away.
Now look at that. Mid-table or bloody relegated teams. Every season, I always look at the last 4. And Man City always have them sort of fixtures. And we've always got United away or Liverpool or some big game all the time. Aston Villa. It always happens. And I looked at them fixtures at the start of the season and I thought, if we're in the title race again and there's only a point or 2 in it, we've got them 4 games. You couldn't handpick 4 4 better games. And
You wouldn't pick Crystal Palace away last game of the season.
Do you know why? They're probably going to be in the conference final. What are they going to be playing for? Whether they finish 13th or 14th or 9th or 10th. It's a nothing game, and I reckon they'll be in the Conference Cup final then.
West Ham's a tricky one. West Ham's a tricky one if they need 3 points to stay in the Premiership. That's the thing. That's the only fixture I'm looking at.
They're good fixtures. They're
They're favourable fixtures, but you still got to go and do a job.
You know, Man City play on the last day. Man City play Aston Villa on the last day of the season as well.
Yeah, so I mean they are favourable.
Oh, wow.
We've had a lot of away fixtures. The tough away fixtures we've had out of the way. So I do understand, but to me, I just feel like
they're all in the bottom half of away fixtures. I know you didn't.
Yeah, but the job still has to be done, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? The job has to still be done. Ellen Road is not easy. None of these games are going to be easy games. So, like, do you have the faith that Arsenal are going to be able to just go on a run and just easily beat all of these teams? That's the point. It's not about who we're playing.
2 years ago, this same team with additions went and won 17 out of the last 19. I know we didn't win it then, but we was up against a totally different.
Yeah, I agree.
This City team's not going to do that. Do you know what I mean? So, look, we could drop points on against Forest this weekend. Who knows? It's a tough game. They could drop points to Man United. They play Man United away, Liverpool away, and Spurs away. In between that, they got Wolves at home. If they drop points in 2 or 3, don't forget they've just drawn twice. I know we drew one, but like
3 times.
If they drew 3 in a row.
Yeah, 3 in a row.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
Man City's 3 in a row. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, well, there you go. And they've got Man United away next. Who, look, they should go and win that, but it's a derby. Do you know what I mean? 12:30. More funnier things have happened, isn't it? I am very confident that will.
City have got hard game. You're right, Dan. City have actually got difficult fixtures. Like they've got Man United in the derby. I know we're all laughing at United. It is at Old Trafford. They've got to go to Spurs, which is laughable, but for some reason that's their bogey side. They've got to go to Anfield. They've got to go to Chelsea. They've got to go to Ellen Road. They've got to go. There's another one.
And they got to play us.
Bournemouth, and they got to play Arsenal and City. So you are right. We have got the favourable fixtures, but that doesn't normally always mean anything. Like it should do, but it doesn't always. I think we're looking far ahead. I don't think we should be, but I know why we are because we're excited, right? But for me, I think we look at the Chelsea situation, and I just want to get to this final, and I want to get some predictions before we come to a close. DJB, I'll start with you, man. What are you saying tomorrow night, bro?
Do you know what? I think it's going to be very, very similar to the league game, Dan. I think there's going to be a lot of cancelling one another out. I think both teams are going to be a bit kind of nervy to risk too much, to be honest. So I think it's going to be a bit of a slow burner. I said 1-1 from the start, and I still think it'll be similar to the league game. I think it'll be 1-1, which will suit us. As long as we come out of there with a draw, I think we'll get the job done at the Emirates. What we don't want to do is come out of there losing, because then we're chasing the game at the Emirates, and our record in semi-finals has not been very good. So I do want to come out of there with something. So I'm gonna go 1-1. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Okay, I'm with DJ. I've already given my prediction on a few previews today. 1-1 is what I'm going with, and I actually don't think that'll be a horrendous result because I do feel reassured we can get through the tie at the Emirates. But I will go 1-1. D?
Yeah, I actually think we'll probably win tomorrow. I've got enough faith in this team to kind of just get the job done. So 1-0 or 2-1, narrow though, narrow win. I'm going.
Okay, what are you saying, Dan?
Yeah, I'm going for a 2-1 win. But look, like you said, Dan, 1-1 wouldn't be bad at all, would it? Considering our record at the Emirates.
Yeah, I agree. I honestly believe, like, as long as we don't lose the game, I've got I've got reassurance that we'll go through. And I think, when we get to Wembley, let's worry about it. But for me, let's just get there. 1-1 is not a bad result because I don't know the last time that we won at Stamford Bridge. I think it was 1-0 Gabriel Header a few seasons ago. The last time they've beaten us at Stamford Bridge was under Unai Emery in 2018 or 17. So it's been a good record for us at the Bridge, to be fair, in terms of not losing. And I feel confident that we'll get through the tie if we come to the Emirates, to be honest. Let me do these super chats before we get out of here. Where are we? Sal says, big up, bros, Kenny and DJB. Stricto, no arguments, please. There's been a few problems tonight with Wi-Fi issues and also other problems of people they've had to drop off. So it's a bit of a shorter show, people. But, we've nearly done an hour. All the Bees says, Semenyo would be defending under Arteta and injured. Oh, bit harsh. A little bit harsh.
True.
But maybe he's right. He looks very good, by the way, Semenyo. NetTweet says, if Arteta wins the FA Cup, will be a small cup forever. NetTweet, let's hope we don't just win that. Let's hope we win that on top of the other trophies. Aubameyang has 22 goals under Emery, barely 10 with Mikel Arteta. Big up Dan's had to drop off as well. Odegaard and Havertz hand City another league title. Do you know what? This Odegaard and Havertz thing, I must admit, I kind of get where D and DJ, what you boys were saying earlier about this. Like, as much as I think Odegaard's come back and been okay, and Havertz has scored stuff for Arsenal, that wasn't enough to get us across the line. So if they're now coming back to be reverted into last season's team, and we don't win the league, then I don't know what to say.
Dan, we're just gone. It just seems to me that I'm just disappointed. Where I'm like with D on this. I'm just disappointed that we've just gone full circle because we've spent all this money. We've bought in strikers and we've bought in Eze. And we're reverting back to what we had last season and the season before. And to me, it just seems a bit backwards to me.
So if we do revert, we've got to get across the line.
Yeah, if we do revert and that's what it is, then make sure you win something because you can't go backwards and not win anything. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
I agree with you, DJ, and I feel like it's just a little bit annoying when we forget what's happened in the last 2-3 years. I don't want Havertz and Jesus and all them are not good enough.
No, exactly.
We don't need any more evidence to know that they're not good enough.
And if we do win the trophies this season, they're not going to be good enough to go into next season to retain trophies.
Exactly. They should be squad players like they are now. What they are now, they're squad players and they're fillers. And let's just leave it as that. I don't know why we have to.
And if it ain't Gyökeres, we don't revert back. You go and find the striker in the summer. That's what I want to
go again. You go and buy again.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like you've just said, DJ, about Chelsea. Chelsea did that with so many, man. Radamel Falcao, Fernando Torres, Shevchenko, Higuain, Aubameyang. They didn't go, we better revert back. They just went and got someone else. So that's what we've got to do, man.
Exactly.
That's what we've got to do. Go and get Julian Alvarez, Lautaro Martinez, whoever the hell it is you want. Go and make that your guy. That's what I would say. NetTweet says, all Arteta does is be Pep's annual podium. Let's hope he doesn't do it this season. Sky King says, we almost won it with Eddie. We need that fast Eddie Hincapie, that fast type of striker. Ian Wright, Anelka, Henry, Aubameyang, Osimhen. Yeah, don't compare Eddie Hincapie with those. Havertz is the best option we've got. I'm not so sure. I don't know who it is. I mean, I'm a little bit like Turkish on this. So whenever you do predicted 11s, I get to the striker and go, roll the dice. Oh, it's fallen on Marino. We'll go for him today. Honestly,
I'm with you with Marino. I mean, Dan was saying we've got 4 strikers. We haven't. Marino's a midfield player, and Havertz was brought in as a midfield player.
100%. Jesus is not even a proper striker. He said he doesn't like to score goals.
Gyökeres is the only one, isn't it? Gyökeres is the only striker.
I agree with you, Dan. The style of football we play and the type of and how we play and how we set up suits Marino up front. Make it. I know it's crazy, but it does. I agre.
No, he ain't good enough either. He ain't good enough.
I think we've looked better with Marino in the system, but I don't really want him as my 9 either.
No. I don't want him as the 9. I don't want him as our striker.
Mad, really.
Big
up to NetWeed as well for the super chats. You're a legend super chatter, brother. I must say, Gyökeres is awful on course to beat Jesus. And this comes in from Yusa. Says Gyökeres has been awful. We agree. However, every other attacker we have is awful or hasn't produced as well. The right move is to keep Gyökeres and not disrupt our subs. We are still winning this way. That's a really good question to end with, actually, right? I'll be real with everyone in the chat and with you two on panel. I don't care if people clip me up. I couldn't give a damn if Gyökeres scores 5 goals if that means we win the league. Like, I really don't care. Like, it doesn't mean we won the league, but I can't celebrate it because Gyökeres wasn't that good this season. I couldn't give a damn. Like, if we win with him in the side and he's not really scoring, but the others are, maybe he is like the Bobby Firmino type striker that ain't going to really score much. And that's disrespectful, Bobby Firmino, by the way, because he's been brilliant. But you get my point. Like, he's not the main scorer, I mean by that. And Salah and Mane were hitting 30s and 40s. if Saka and Trossard and Martinelli and Madueke and these guys, Eze, Erdegaard, if they're the ones that are putting the chipping in, and Gyökeres is a part of that, but he's not really the goal scorer, but they're scoring with him on the pitch and he's makes space and all that kind of stuff. If we win the league that way, I won't care. But I will caveat, we did not buy him to do that. We didn't buy Gyökeres to just be a guy.
I'll go one step further. I'll say if we sign him and we win the league in the first year we've signed him, his signing's been a success.
Facts.
I'll go one step further and say that. If you sign a player and you win the league and you sign the player,
league, then you're fine.
Norgard has been a success. Zubimendi's been a success. Gyökeres has been a success. Madueke's been a success. They've all been a success if we win the league. It's as simple as that.
Big up to Elliot in the chat, man. It's been too long. I need to get you on here again, my brother. But listen, man, I'll be real. Like, we won stuff with Jeffers, didn't we, in 2002? I didn't give a damn. He was awful, yeah, but I didn't give a damn. I didn't sit there and go, ain't it a shame we can't celebrate that double because Jeffers is up front. Do you know what I mean? Not that he was up front. He was obviously a squad player, but you get my point. Like, I don't really care who is up front. I've got to be honest with you. And Turkish made a great point. Like, do the 11. They said, who do you want up front? Don't care. And I'm like that now. I honestly don't care. If I see Havertz, calm. Gyökeres, cool. Jesus or Marino. It doesn't bother me.
I'm like that with a football now, though, Dan. I'm like that with a football. Like, people are saying, oh, we're not playing attractive. Our attacking final third is not flowing, and it hasn't. It has been bitty this season. We haven't been flowing in attack. You've had little moments here and there, but our attacking third really has not been setting the world alight. Let's be truthful. But
agreed.
I've come to the conclusion now that if we're going to play this way and it gets us success, then so be it. You know what I mean? It's just got to get success, because if it doesn't,
just got to lift trophies, bro.
If it doesn't, questions have to be asked. Simple as that.
Yeah, we just got to lift trophies. We'll come to a close, but do you see anything happening in January?
No, I don't see it personally.
And it's a big mistake. You get a chance to improve. There should never be a transfer window where you don't improve your squad.
I agree.
Ever.
Yeah,
it's open for a reason. There should never ever be a transfer window ever where you don't improve your squad ever.
I think we should have got. Everyone was going on about Rodrigo, and I said go and get Semenyo from Bournemouth. And I know Rodrigo probably was on everyone's lips and they wanted him at Arsenal, but I thought Semenyo was the easiest option out of the two. And I think we missed a boat. I think we missed a trick with Semenyo. I think he would have just given us that little bit more than what Trossard's going to give us from Martinelli. Now he's at City. He's played, he looks...
He scored four goals, ain't he, in 2 games? It's crazy.
Talk about hit the ground running. That guy's hit
scoring big goals as well. St. James's Park and stuff like that. It's big goals. Goals. It's annoying. It's really irritating.
I'd have liked to have signed him, but we'll see.
I think where we're looking is left wing and striker again, but in the summer. I don't think Berta's going to do it in January. I think we might look at a Buadi type signing in this January window if there is going to be any players coming in, like to central midfield, just to kind of give us some Declan Rice cover. Because Marino, as much as I like him, he's not got the legs to cover Declan Rice. Lewis-Skelly is the only one who can.
Dan, I've been thinking about it. I think we need a quality backup right back as well.
Yeah, we do 100%.
If Timber goes injured,
just Ben White.
Ben White could be off. I think we're lacking in that area. I think we're lacking in the right back area.
Isn't it weird? We're talking about defenders again, man.
I know it's hard. I know it's hard. We've bought all
the you're right, though. You're right.
I just think our right back is vulnerable if anything happens to Timber. I don't think we've got adequate cover there.
And I thought we were looking at Livramento, innit? That's why we was looking at Livramento.
Yeah. I think the left back.
I really like him.
The left midfield is still a problem. I think the left midfield is still a problem. I think the right back is a problem. And I'm going to be. We need a centre midfielder, a combative one, and we need a winger. That's the 2 standout options that we actually need. I mean like a Semenyo type, but we ain't obviously not going to get him. So a random winger that can kind of do random stuff, and a real centre midfielder that can kind of get around. That's what we should be looking at. Well,
all of this that say the team's
going to turn Eze into a baller next season. I'm hoping Eze will come good next season.
Next season, we got to think about this season.
I know. I just, I'm I don't know what's happened to Eze, man. It's a shame.
Now we've still got another half of the season to go. He can get. You know what it's like in this day and age. You have 2 good games in your man of the year, innit? Your player of the season. You know what I'm saying? Like when Eze scored a hat trick against Tottenham,
I've got a bit of a different opinion on Eze. I don't know if people agree or it might be an unpopular opinion, but Eze's done what I thought Eze would do. I think everyone expected Eze to take us to levels. Like he never was going to do that. He was a good player for Palace, but if you speak to Palace, they're like sometimes good, sometimes shit, and that's exactly what he's done at Arsenal. And I think he was going to be a player that come in and had some stinky invisible games, scored some really good goals, scored some important goals, contributed, assisted, and then went missing again. And then a few months later, he'll be like, whoa, let's put him in the team. He's doing brilliantly. Oh, why is he shit again? Oh, let's drop him out. That's what Eze will be. I never saw Eze as a level raiser. He was just a squad contributor. It was an expensive one. I get that. I can't lie. But that's what the summer market is now. But I feel like people thought that Eze was going to be Alexis Sanchez. No way. He's never going to be.
No one's going to be Alexis Sanchez, man.
Exactly. He's not going to be I didn't look at Eze and go, he's just won us the league. That's the guy. I went, oh, he'll come in and play some games.
I still think going forward, we need other than Odegaard though, because Odegaard again against Liverpool, against big games again. You know, when you wanted Odegaard to step up against Liverpool the other week, he was non-existent. And that's what worries me. So,
no, but against Aston Villa, he was the reason why we won that game, though.
I agree. I thought it was good.
Yeah. But we want someone consistently. I still think we need. I still think we're missing that out and out kind of midfielder that.
Yeah, I agree.
Gives you 8, 9 out of 10 every game. I mean, we get it in Rice and that, but I still think we lack that creative midfield player that
I think the attack, if I'm honest, I think the whole attack can be looked at as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, Saka don't quite look right still. Trossard's been our best by far. Martinelli, to be fair to him, has done well. But then Odegaard, Eze, you're like, good. Oh, you like that in every other game. And then obviously up top, hey, you know what you're going to get up top. You don't even know who the best striker is. Yeah. So I do think that can be.
We don't even know what best right winger is right now, Dan. We don't even know what best right winger is right now.
And do you know the positive thing about it? The way to look at it, right? And we'll close on this. We're 6 points clear and we're still not happy with the squad. So that means we can only get better. And if we're 6 points clear and we can still improve, that's got to be a good sign. Because really and truly, we are, at times, I will admit it myself, I can be a little bit doom and gloom, right? I can look at things and think I wanted to see more. If I lose a game, I want to look at why we lost it. I want to ask why we lost it. I want people to tell me why they think they lost it and hurt and relate like I do. But actually, really and truly, I would have bitten your hand off, boys, if you would have given me 6 points clear in 2026, top of the Champions League, semi-final of Carabao Cup, 4th round of the FA Cup. Come on. I'd have taken that, right? So
they've done brilliantly, innit?
Dan, what you taking, though? Dan, what you taking? If you had the choice, Champions League or Premiership?
I'm taking the champs, 100%.
Same as
I ain't seen it. It's the one with the big ears. Everyone shuts up about Arsenal's crap heritage in Europe. City and Chelsea get put back down where they belong because they ain't bigger than us, even though they like to say. It's the only thing they've got over us, yeah? Man City can't talk about titles and, more titles and more this and more trophies, but they can say I've won a European trophy. Yeah. Chelsea can say they've won 2. Once we win that, they're done. They're dusted. They can't talk to us once we're the champion.
Tell them, my boy.
That's what it is, bro. But now they think they can talk about, we're going to win it. I want the league, of course. But I want the Champions League more because you get the one with the big ears. You say we're champions of the world, and then you look at it and go fair play. So I'm going to go with that one. But do you know what? I'm greedy. Yeah, I'm greedy. I want both, bruv. I want both.
Does Arteta get a statue if we win the Champions League?
Oh, yeah, I don't give a damn. He can have a statue if he wins those 2. Absolutely. I don't give a damn about statues. Give him a statue. Yeah, George Graham should have a statue, by the way. But that's another story. But for me, when you look at Arteta, just give him a statue if he wins that, if he wants. If he gets Champions League and league, absolutely.
DJ's like, I don't know about that.
I don't care. Some people are really big about statues. I personally don't care how many statues. I think there should be Rocky and Wrighty. There should be George Graham. There should be more statues.
I've had to look at his face for 6, 7 seasons, man. I don't want to keep looking at his face as a statue every time I rock up.
DJ, I'll be honest here. If Arteta ends up winning the league or the Champions League,
I'll be over the moon.
I'll be totally honest. I can see him being there for ages.
Well,
I'll be honest.
I've been
I can see him being there for a good long period of time.
Yeah, but
he might just be a one-club man.
I just think that would be a mistake there, and I'm not. Look, let me give me the reasons why. Right, I'll be absolutely gassed if Arteta wins the championships and the Premier League. I'll be over the moon, and fair credit to him. Okay, But I think it's dangerous in this modern football to have a manager outside their welcome now. I think there's a shelf life for any manager now at any club, because to go and retain stuff and to keep it fresh and to keep the players motivated, I just think you have to keep freshening it up and striving for better things. If you had Arteta now at another, if he wins the Premiership and you give him another 5-year deal, that means he's been at the football club for like 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and in 11, it's taken him 6 years to win the Prem. If it takes him another 5 years to win another Prem, that's one Premiership in 11 years. That ain't good enough for Arsenal Football Club. So I just feel that the way football is nowadays, gone are the day. It's like gone are the days now where you have managers for 10, 15 years at a football club. I think 7 years max now for any football club is about right to keep it fresh, because the players get fed up.
Do you not agree though that like D says, I think this season we're going to win a trophy. I don't know what one it is. If I had to put my money on it, I probably would go with the league, right? But I think that keeps him here for another good few years, man. That gives him here for another good few years. Unless he wants to walk and he says, I've done it, and now I'm done.
Do you think the Carabao Cup does then? Do you think if he wins the Carabao Cup, do you think they'll give him another sort of 3 seasons?
Yeah, I think the Cronkies will say we've won a trophy. Now this team's won something. Let's see what we do next year. That's what they'll say, I think.
100%. And I think most of the fan base will probably, they think they wouldn't, but they would be.
Yeah,
a lot of the fan base would.
Listen, I understand they've got to give him. I mean, if he wins a trophy or he wins the, especially if he wins the Premiership, I understand that they're going to give him more time. I get that, but for me personally, I just think sometimes it's a bit dangerous in any football club because players get stale. The system's the same. Because the one thing with Arteta, he hasn't changed his style of play in all the years he's been there. He still sticks to the same philosophy, and that can only last for so long. That can only last for so long. Do you see what I mean? So
the other thing you've got this summer, and it's not just Arsenal, by the way. There's a lot of clubs that are looking at managers, and there's a lot of managers going to come available after the World Cup. You'll see some that either leave or get sacked. Tuchel, Nagelsmann, etc. Yeah. You've got Luis Enrique. People are saying it's bollocks, but apparently he's saying he might leave. Hansi Flick has apparently said he might leave. Xabi Alonso is available.
That's what I'm saying.
They like to move. There's a lot of managers out there. There's a lot of managers out there now. People say, "Oh, who would you get? Who would you get?" There's quite a lot. You know, Antonio Conte is going to be available. He ain't going to stay at Napoli forever. Yeah. Like, so I don't know, man. And you've got Tottenham, you've got Liverpool, you've got Chelsea, you've got United. They're all looking at managers. So I think, you know, right now, the only thing I will say, and you know, DJ MD, that I've never been like Arteta's biggest fan. I've never looked at him and said, wow, what a job. Incredible. You're the best. I've never done that. Some people do. I haven't done that yet. But I do look at some of the other clubs around us and think, oh my God, at least we're at least stable. You guys are absolutely a mess.
Yeah.
Man United, Liverpool, and we can't brush over how important that is. I know we got to win stuff, and I want to win like everyone else does, but we do look at ourselves now and go, it's stable. And you know what's good about that? If Arteta does go, whether it's his opinion, his choice, or whether he's sacked, we've got such a good project for someone there that's ready to go and win trophies. So no matter for me what, if you do it or someone else has got to do it, yeah. So if he can't do it, then we go and get Enrique or one of those guys to get us across the line. That's what I think. So
I only think you do that if you don't win. I don't think you do that if you do.
No, of course. If he wins,
you do win. I'll just be like, just carry on doing what you're doing, bro. Like,
of course, man. Honestly. If he wins the league, he's not going to get sacked. Well, I don't think he should get sacked. But
carry on.
That's just mad. Yeah.
Keep improving.
We stood the test of time. It's been 6 years. We might as well carry on and keep winning, bro. No point keeping him for 6 years through all this nonsense, and then he wins and then goes. No point.
And then we go, yeah. But then he might say, "Job done. I'm off to go and do a challenge." You never know in football, man. You never know.
He's got kids there, hasn't he?
I think he's more than happy on that money as well. We'll probably win the league and give him 30 million a year or something.
Definitely,
but we'll see, man. I don't really care if he win the league. I don't care what he's on. But listen, DJ, what you got coming up, bruv?
Yeah, I've got a show tomorrow. Me and Normski, midweek mingle on a Wednesday. Me and Kenny Ken are doing a show on. They've got a show on Thursday. Me and Kenny Ken, the fallout of the Carabao Cup and talking about the Forest game. Sunday sit back as always on a Sunday. Retro show on a Tuesday with Shane. So all good stuff. All good stuff coming up. So yeah, check it out, people. Thanks, Dan, for having me on. I've really enjoyed it tonight, actually. Really good. Really good. Legend, and it's always a pleasure to share the panel with D and Stricto and everyone else. So big up, yeah.
No, I love DJB. Make sure you go follow DJB Arsenal Huddle on YouTube. D, what you got coming up, bruv?
Same old, man. Streams and just early morning video rants about all things football, man. Just right now, I'm just cussing Gary Neville for his commentary. You know what I'm saying? So
I love that, man.
But big up you guys.
That was
big
shocking. That's one of the worst bits of commentary I've ever heard. I've got to be honest. Like,
I've not heard it.
old school.
Have I missed something?
Yeah, the
Inciting
Martinelli
violence.
thing.
Oh, the Martinelli thing.
Yeah. It was
What did
bad,
you think?
man.
Ben, before you go, I've not had a chance to see you, bro. What did you make of the Martinelli thing against Liverpool?
I thought it was bad, man. I thought it was bad from Martinelli. I've got to be honest. I don't think you should be doing that. It's unprofessional. He could injure the guy. We don't know if it is that reason why he's got injured. He went down. It didn't look like he was play acting, in my opinion. I went, oh, when it happened, because he looked like
it was your side, wasn't it? It was
right in front of me, yeah. And I did look at Martinelli and I thought, what are you doing? Like straight away, I thought that's a bit weird. And me and my dad were like, what's happened there? Like maybe I have missed something, and that's why he's reacted like that.
Yeah.
But I found it a little bit unprofessional and not right. I can't condone that. But I can't condone Gary Neville saying he's an idiot. The Liverpool fans should deck him. I know it wasn't quite those words, but come on, man. You can't say that live commentary. This is a guy who used to complain when, he got done in the tunnel by Vieira and all this. And then he's going out and kicking Pires and Reyes every game. I mean, come on, man. Like,
I know. It is.
Honestly,
it is
I feel like commentators now, and pundits, and I actually like these pundits, by the way. I think they're entertainment value, though. They're not at analysis, are they? You don't tune into them to listen to their in-game analysis. You're tuning in to see a box office bit of fighting or dramatic. Like Roy Keane is brilliant. I love him. He says it how it is. I listen to him and I think you are just so what the game misses. Like old school, say it how it is. He's not biased. He don't sit there saying Man United are great. He says they're crap. He's brilliant like that. Whereas Gary Neville, he's the Man United. We've got a plan. We're going to try and do. And I think what are you talking
Carragher's
about,
the worst for me, man.
Oh, Carragher as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Carragher, but he's got Martin Keown. He's too biased for me.
Oh, he's so biased.
He is super biased. I think Alan Smith is biased as well. But don't you think here that none of these guys, none of them have any managerial? They don't go into the managerial world. Like none of them. Like it's so strange that all of them are obviously
totally messed it up, didn't he?
Roy Keane, obviously, Roy Keane has none of them. It's like you think, what's going on? Why are you not in the managerial world? Like you should be. You're talking on TV and stuff. I understand that, but you should surely be trying to be coaching and under 21s and still be in that world, right? That's the next step, isn't it? I don't know. These guys are just comfy, just sitting down, just talking. They're doing the same thing we're doing.
Yeah. I quite like Jamie Redknapp personally, but I quite like Jamie Redknapp when he's.
If I'm honest, there's not anyone I really hate. If I'm honest, other than
no.
The big sort of names, I think like Tim Sherwood's a bit of a muppet, and there's a few others I don't like. Garth Crooks always found very irritating, but like I think for me, when you look at the ones that are on Sky, I think they're all pretty decent, but they're more entertaining as opposed to like, I think Jamie Carragher's probably the best when it comes to Monday Night Football analysis, how he goes. I've listened to him thinking, I can kind of get you. Then you talk about Liverpool and I turn it off because Jamie Carragher, I can't talk to him about Liverpool. It's embarrassing. Same with Gary Neville with Man United, but it is what it is, man. But listen, we're going to close there. We're going to send you over to Positive Dan and Negative Dan on Gooners Therapy. They're doing a chat at the moment. I think they've got some form of Arsenal-Chelsea debate going on, which is getting heated. So go and show some love over there, people. Make sure you're following DJB, Arsenal Huddle, and FamZone TV.
Pick up everyone.
Make sure you're following OK Jerseys, and you've got your shirts, Bruised Banana and the Red Current 2006 last season at Highbury Kit. Get whoever you want on the back as well. Use the code 12man. Get 8% off. We'll see you next time. We're out of here, people.